Hey, Andy Boderman here from Barbecue with Boderman. I am going to run through my turkey prep today. I'm going to show you step by step how we're going to do it so that you can be ready to have the best turkey you've had ever for Thanksgiving. So this year, I actually bought a turkey brine from Elk Creek Barbecue Company. They make amazing stuff. Check them out. I've always done homemade brines. So you can find various recipes for that online. Super easy to do. It's usually just salt and sugar. This one has some extra stuff. It's got some added rosemary and some other spices. So I'm excited to try it. This is a brand new product from these guys. So again, check out Elk Creek. They're phenomenal. There is 1 gallon of cold water in here. This bag does call for the use of cold water. Sometimes brines you'll have to bring them to a boil to get everything to dissolve. So I'm just going to toss this in. Oh, it smells like Thanksgiving. And then I'm going to whisk it up until everything is dissolved. And then we're going to put the turkey in. And it looks like a gallon was just perfect for this 12-pounder. If you find that you need more brine to keep the entire turkey covered, you can definitely add some more water to it. That's no problem. You're going to let this turkey sit in here for 12 hours. So I would do this the night before, let it sit. The nice thing about being in Minnesota is we have cool evenings, so you can just set this bucket outside if the temperature's right. All right. So it's been 12 hours. Temperatures around here have been right in the 30s. So it's been perfect to leave the bucket outside. It's looking super delicious. So I am going to pull this out of here and make sure that you get the cavity all drained out so you don't plop it down and make a huge mess. I'm going to put that here. All right. So now what we're going to do with this is, it's the most fun word in the world. It's called spatchcocking. Say it. I'll wait. That was fun, wasn't it? For this preparation, we are going to use kitchen shears. That's going to be pretty much the only tool here. This is a nice set of Wusthof kitchen shears. I got these at Eversharp Kitchen Store in Northeast Minneapolis. Great spot. Check them out. They do have a website too, eversharpkitchenstore.com, I believe it is. So check them out if you're not in Minnesota. They're really great people, and they'll hook you up with all the knives and everything you need. So what I'm going to do is take this bird, flip it upside down, and you can see here, we're dealing with the backbone right here. So in a spatchcock preparation, we remove this. And it can be a little bit difficult because the turkey is a lot larger than, say, a chicken. So you're going to find some resistance as you cut through the bones. And usually as you get to the top, it gets a little bit more difficult. Might have to use 2 hands, but these are pretty sharp, so they're going through nicely. So we're going to go through here. We can trim all this stuff up after the fact as well. And then pretty much 1 inch on either side is where I cut. So now we're going to go to this side. Just keep working it. I promise you, it'll come out. Pull that up. All right. So now you can see we have removed that. Now that allows us to open up the inside of this bird. And I'm going to show you how. You don't have to, but there is a way to remove this breastbone, and that will be a little bit more difficult. but you can do it. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So in removing this breastbone, you see how it comes together right here. What we need to do is I actually have a boning knife here. So I'm just going to go in and kind of slice through a little bit and then trim down the sides a tad. And you want to get in there and crack it in half. And this, like I said, this part's a little bit difficult. You don't have to do this. It just makes the slicing a little bit easier. So you can get in, kind of feel your way around with the knife. There we go. And once it lets go, you can kind of use your fingers and work your fingers down. You can actually get in here with your knife and go along that spot. Get underneath it, like so. And then just start pulling a little bit at a time. Until it comes out. So now, when you go to slice the breast portion of this, you won't have that annoying bone in the middle. And it'll also lay a lot more flat. So I talked to you guys about spatchcocking and why we do it. This is why we do it. We're getting a flat surface, and the presentation is absolutely gorgeous. So it cooks a lot more evenly. You're getting heat on the breast the same amount as you're getting on the legs and the thighs and the wings. And it's going to cut your cooking time in about half. So if you're used to a 6 or 7 hour cook time, you're looking at 3. The next step to this is throw some seasoning on here. You could just do salt, pepper, whatever you'd like. I like to do a little bit more barbecue style. So for this, I am using Holy Voodoo by Meat Church. This is a jalapeno barbecue style rub. It's awesome on anything poultry, so definitely check it out. The other thing I should mention is you'll notice there's still some rosemary and stuff on here. Normally, when you brine, you rinse off that brine as soon as you take it out. This one specifically mentioned not to wash it off. So I'm gonna leave it on there because that's what the directions said. But if you're making your own or you're trying another one, just follow the directions. And if you're making your own, definitely rinse it because you don't want it getting too salty. So I'm gonna try to go in here, get a nice even coat above it. Again, when you're talking about Thanksgiving, it's the wow factor. So you want to make sure you're getting it nice and evenly coated for that awesome presentation. And I'm going to let this sit for probably 10 or 15 minutes before it actually goes on the grill. We're also going to flip it over, get the bottom side. That should give us some awesome flavor. If you're using an oven, you can do regular times and temps for your oven. So 325 degrees is usually what you're doing. I'm gonna run a little bit lower, so it's gonna take me a little bit longer on this. I'm doing 250 degrees, so that should take me like 3 to 4 hours. I'm gonna throw this bird on now. You can see the rub did a good job of getting soaked in there. So I'm gonna shut this. All right, now I'm gonna let that turkey run for about 3.5-ish hours. I'm gonna temp it about every 45-ish minutes just to see how the cook's going along. But what I want is I wanna finish up that turkey at about 150 to 155 degrees in the deepest part of the turkey breast. The reason for that is I'm gonna pull it off and I'm gonna let it rest probably 15 minutes before I actually cut into it. And during that rest period, it's going to continue to cook a little bit. So what you're shooting for is a finish temperature of 160 to 165. If you cook to 160 or 165, then pull it, you're going to end up overcooking that turkey and it'll dry out a little bit. So I'll see you guys in about 3.5 hours. Okay, so about every 45 minutes I've been coming out here and I've been basting with some sage brown butter that is infused with bourbon that I had left over from making some fat wash bourbon. So we get a little whiskey mixed into the turkey, in addition to keeping the skin nice. So we're getting close here. We're about 110 degrees internal, probably another 40 to 50 minutes.